and today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my full impressions of the Mac App Store. This was announced and previewed many months ago by Apple as part of their Back to the Mac keynote address. Now, this is going to be baked into the next major Mac operating system coming out this summer called Lion, but this element of it is currently available for the Mac. It just came up today. So to recap, what the Mac App Store is basically the App Store on the Mac for Mac apps. So today we're just going to take a look at what that means. So this is the interface for the Mac App Store, and you can get at this through software update, just by going software update, or it'll pop up on your Mac. Now, one kind of interesting thing about this before I get in is that it's a completely separate app from the iTunes App Store, which is kind of irritating because it means everything that you've got in your iTunes account, which some of the same apps are available in the Mac App Store, but just rescaled up for the Mac. Immediately now on the screen I can see one example of that, but some apps are that were on the iPhone are now available on the Mac. So why can't I just use the same interface and manage my OS X apps along with my iTunes account that's already got all my details in? But anyway, there we go. So we're on the feature tab here, and it's a very simple application. We just have obviously a featured ticker there, and then we have some apps. Now these are new and noteworthy. Now, like I was talking about before, you can see we've got Angry Birds, which obviously premiered on the iPhone and Android devices as a mobile app. I love Angry Birds, and it has now been scaled up to work with a mouse and a keyboard for the Mac App Store. Most of these are things that were originally designed for the Mac, though, like Aperture Free and Things, for example. Now, this has a very similar layout to my App Store. You can use the same accounts, but it just doesn't recognise the same things. We've got the same rating system and the same category system as we do in the iTunes App Store for the Mac, but not the same logging in system. So right now you can see your typical kind of Apple layout for apps. You can go into the top charts and see a bunch of apps. Now you can see right off the bat we've got some apps that are typically only found on the iPhone, and we've also got some apps that are typically found on the Mac. For example, we have apps like Angry Birds, like I just mentioned, only found on the Mac, but apps like Text Wrangler and Stuffit Expander only found on the Mac, and also Pixelmator. So you can see there's a range of apps, some that are backported to the Mac from the iPhone, and some that have been ported to the iPhone from the Mac. So we can see kind of a whole range of prices here, and obviously because they're full scale Mac applications, you are going to pay a bit more than what you normally pay for them. So the good thing about this is that it allows discovery of apps and it's easy to manage them. But obviously the bad thing about this is going forward, Apple may decide to lock this down. But anyway, that was enough for another day. So let me just show you some things here. You can obviously go into your purchased apps, and I don't have any in here right now. Irritatingly, like I said again, because it's not the iTunes App Store, although you sign in to the same account, you're unable to manage all the apps you've purchased on your iPhone. And then we have the updates section. Now, a cool thing about this in terms of an ease of use factor is that you can see says all apps are up to date, but any apps you download from the Mac App Store, it will tell you when they need updating, and you'll be able to update them all in one lump sum. So it is a great way to discover apps like I've just been looking at with games. I didn't know there were so many games available for the Mac, so that just proves it's a great way to discover apps. But anyway, I just want to say this app is very, very flaky, because you can tell it's been kind of, because it has to do a lot of server management and the apps is in beta. It's very crash prone at the minute. So, but let's just look inside an app and take a look at what it takes to download. So if we look here at the categories, you can see there are only quite a limited amount of options, but you can you might be able to recognise some apps that you use on your Mac, like for example iPhoto and Aperture. Let's search for an app that I know is in here using the search function up the top, and an app that I recommend for developing HTML called Text Wrangler, and I happen to know that's in here. Look up there, look, it's there. So if we hit Text Wrangler on the developer tools option, we can see we see Text Wrangler, and on over here we also see some edit options, and we can check out some other apps. We can see screenshots and customer reviews. So let's just say I want to download this app. Like on iTunes, I would go click onto free. It's then gonna ask for my login credentials. And it's gonna tell me the terms and conditions, the policy of trade, because obviously again, with this not being iTunes, you have to accept a completely separate terms and conditions when you log in, and that brings up another interesting point. It's going to have a big effect on developers, which of course, well not of course, but I've done a previous video on, so you can go and check that out. I'll put a link to it down in the description. But you can see it says installing. That's pretty much the easiest way to install any app on the Mac, and that's what Apple are going for, ease of use, hoping to get a high adoption rate. So it's 9.7 megabytes, so we should and you can also copy links and things. You can should see if we're going to purchase this. We see Text Wrangler, we also see how much of the 10 megabytes is downloaded, and obviously a very similar iTunes type interface. I'm just gonna okay, so the app is now downloaded and it says installed, and we now see a Text Wrangler option in our dock, and we can just open up Text Wrangler and begin using the app we downloaded, so that's very helpful there. Let's look for a second at an app we have installed on our computer and see how the Mac App Store reacts to that. So I happen to know that Coda, under the code editor, is in the Mac App Store, and is installed on our computer, so we can just type in Coda and you can see it says installed, but we can still copy a link and tell a friend about the app. If we go into find out more information about the app, it'll again tell us it's installed, give us a quick preview, give us similar apps, and also we can check out customer reviews just like we could for any other app. So that was a quick look for you at the Mac App Store, which turned out not to be such a quick look. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you want more of this in a written form, you can go over to my blog at www.tom-rogers.com. If you like this video, you can get more by visiting my channel at youtube.com/TomRogers123. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.